the best locations in Sydney. I had substantial funds in term deposit and the rentals from the properties were stable and I had never missed a single interest payment. In November 2010, my loan facilities were due for renewal and an extremely valuable commercial property in Parramatta, which I held for 20 years, was vacant. The NAB was fully aware that the property zoning would change from 4 stories to 17 stories with the release of Parramatta Council's new DCP and LEP due in April, and I expected NAB would allow me to use my own funds in the term deposit to meet the shortfall of interest for the relatively short period. However, in March 2001, 4 weeks prior to the release of the DCP, NAB froze $900,000 cash in my term deposit and deliberately prevented me from paying interest from my own funds. NAB then said I was in default and charged 15.9% penalty interest. NAB's stated reason for freezing almost $1 million and preventing me from using my own funds to pay my interest was, and I quote, "By using your own funds, you are eroding the bank's security." This was supported by an unfair term in the NAB's contract which says the bank may cancel the facility at any time whether or not you are in breach of this agreement. That can't be business. The final assault came when NAB passed my portfolio to Price Waterhouse Coopers, and with NAB's approval, PWC refused to allow a signed, witnessed contract for sale of another property to my tenants of 21 years. If that sale had been allowed to proceed, the other properties in my portfolio would not have to be sold. To ensure that the sale would not proceed with NAB's approval, Price Waterhouse Coopers issued a notice which officially prevented the tenants from entering their workshop and conducting business in the workshops on the property. This effectively put them out of business at that site and was nothing short of extortion. The sales of all my properties were complete in less than 8 weeks, but PWC took 20 months and more than $650,000 in fees before they closed the file. With the sale of the first property, PWC said to me, "Oh, well, it's over. The big boss from NAB approved the sale this morning. You'll have to start over." At 70 years of age, how do we start over with no job, no home and no income? Why have the governments for decades allowed these sorts of crimes to go without proper investigation? And why do the regulators and courts allow bankers and liquidators to profit from these types of unconscionable and predatory tactics? How can this government tell us there's no need for a Royal Commission? My family banked with NAB for 46 years and we believed that our bank would honour their advertised business promos, and we believed that ASIC and APRA would protect us. But ASIC and APRA continue to overlook NAB's unfair contract terms, and Australians can't spend a lifetime of hard work only to have the bank, the NAB, steal it without due cause. Only a Royal Commission followed by genuine reforms, which must include full reparation to bank victims, will do the job. Thank you all so much for coming to listen today. Only public pressure will lead to reform, and it's really the only thing that governments and banks will really fear. Thank you.